Hey everyone, in this video, we're going to be running through 10 habits that changed my life and how you can begin to incorporate these into your own life and much easier than I ever did. Now, before I dive into all of these habits, I want to say one thing about them. They were not built overnight, but because they make such a huge impact in my life, I figured giving you how to overcome each of them and their challenges would be probably the most beneficial thing for you and how you can start doing it for yourself. So number one, sleeping at regular times. I struggled super hard with this one. And this is the one I started incorporating years ago after a really bad breakup because, well, I had nothing else to do. I noticed that as soon as I began to sleep and wake up at the same time, alarm clocks and morning routines just really came that much easier. I felt as though I was less groggy in the morning, more motivated to really even work out, and in a sense just happier because my hormones were actually in sync for once. Now, this doesn't mean you have to sleep or wake up super early. That's not what I'm talking about here. If you're a late sleeper, that's cool. Just try to make sure it's the same time every single night and try to wake up at the same time, well, every morning. When our bodies are in routine, things like hormones and even metabolism and all things like that can be structured, and as such, it can be easier for us to, well, maintain and understand our energy levels throughout the day, which leads me into my next habit. Habit number 2, scheduling. I schedule all of my hours, every single minute, every single second. No, I'm not kidding. I don't do that. What I do, however, is I make a priority list and an important task list for specific times. So when I first started scheduling, I would literally schedule every single thing and fill my calendar with as many things as possible, making it look super colorful and whatnot. And I feel better in the moment, like, man, I'm gonna be so productive when this actually happens. And when push comes to shove, I don't do anything. And sometimes it takes way longer than expected. And by the end of the day, I got 2 or 3 things done out of the 10 things I planned. And it's a terrible feeling. You just don't feel good. Schedule your day, but start with just the important tasks and things that are non-negotiable. So even if it means you get nothing else done in that day, at least you've gotten the most important one out of the way and you're not beating yourself up for, well, not doing more. Scheduling your day can really mean busy as opposed to being productive. And when you understand your energy better, you can begin incorporating tasks around your energy and really give yourself the time in between you need, in which, well, leads me to my next point. I am on a roll today. Yeah. Take a break. Okay, I know what you're thinking. Andy, that's not a habit and that doesn't count. Okay, first off, that is rude. And second, hear me out. We honestly don't take enough breaks throughout the day. And this habit has become such an integral part for me to not just get more work done, but really approach the work more efficiently and more happy too. So around 12 to 1 p.m. every single day, I know that I am useless. My brain is like a squirrel looking for the next thing. And I swear I get nothing done for whatever hours that it goes on for. And my brain and body just can't handle sitting down for another thing, and that's okay. Give yourself permission to actually get up. And I get it. We live in a culture where grinding it out and spending hours in front of a computer is, well, glorified. And honestly, sitting for so long without a proper break makes us less productive in the long run and makes us feel lazy in the process when we do get distracted. And it's okay to take a break. Give yourself the permission to do it. Do whatever you want at this time. Move a little. Take a walk, grab a snack, watch some TV, play some video games, anything that calls to you. Just a word of advice. I wouldn't take your break at the same place you've been sitting. So for me, I would not sit here and watch YouTube. It's great, it feels great, but you shouldn't do it. Move every day. So when I was a trainer, it was about hardcore exercise. It was always about, yeah, bro, you got this. Just 20 more reps, no rest days, quitting sort of bitches. And I really took that personally. I used to work out 6, sometimes even 7 days a week, thinking that it was so healthy, but in actuality, it was tearing me apart. And I know that sounds dramatic, but I was so tired every day. And when I say move, I don't mean exercise. I say move in whichever way you need. It can be a walk, it can be a crawl, it can even be Wii Fit. Just move your body, because after hours of sitting, moving can be one of the best things to, well, increase your energy and allow you to begin really thinking creatively about the next thing you're working on. During this recording, I'm currently doing a 30-day skip rope challenge. And I'll be honest, sometimes that replaces my workout itself because it is a pain. Years ago, I wouldn't have considered that to be a workout, but now it's not about that. It's about movement, because you can go without exercise in your life, but you can't go without movement. Drinking enough water. Do you drink enough water? Because I sure as hell didn't for a long time. I totally get it. You're busy, you don't want to be worrying about water, and worst of all, you don't want to be peeing every 10 minutes. But what I told you, it's way easier to incorporate than you would have thought. One of the things that worked best for me is, well, to buy a personal water bottle, and to be specific, buy a clear one. There's something about seeing your water and the satisfaction of finishing it, I don't know what it is, that pushes me to actually gulp it all down. Now, there are a few tools that can actually help with this, such as, well, light up reminders, sticky notes, or even phone reminders, whichever one you choose. Make sure, well, it works for you. Now, if water isn't your issue, but you're not sure about the amount and, well, whatever, use this simple formula. Take half of your body weight in pounds, and that's the amount of ounces you'll need for water throughout the day. So, for example, a 200-pound person will need about 100 ounces of water a day. I noticed that as soon as I was more hydrated, work became easier, brain fog lessened, and it was much easier to move from one task to another. We figured water was so important, right? 1 hour without electronics. You literally feel like a caveman with this one. When I first started this, I had such a hard time finding things to do. And while doing it, I would wonder, what if someone is looking for me? What if the world's on fire right now? What if Kanye's car broke down the street for me and he's looking for something to boost his car right now? It could be me. We think of all the possibilities. Later on, I actually started filling that time with things like reading or writing, but honestly, those didn't last very long. So I had to change it up. I ended up calling friends or planning my next day. And I know what you're gonna say right now, because didn't you say no technology? And I think when I started this habit, what I wanted to avoid more truthfully was social media. Social media used to consume my life. I would use every minute waiting for those likes and commenting back. But I noticed that as soon as I separated myself from it, there was almost a peace and a stillness I didn't have before. I came back to my work more present, and I was just more grateful for what I actually had and the insight that I didn't have. And well, this practice still kind of sucks, and you feel kind of stuck with it. I cheated a little bit with the no technology part, so take it how you see it, but the electronics or no social media is definitely one to add to the list. Chewing. This isn't a pretty one. Hell, I don't think this is on anyone's list, truthfully, but I have to talk about it. I was not chewing, and I was chewing, but I was not chewing enough. I would literally take my breaks for meals, scarf them down, and get right back into work and wonder why I felt so terrible. More tired and sometimes bloated from my food, and that is not something you should be feeling with your food. And so I began my chew challenge. 30 chews per mouthful of food, and guess what? I hated every single second of it. It took away the fun of eating steak. Like literally, I would not want to eat steak because it was just, my jaw would hurt so much from it. Despite this, I kept doing it. Eventually my energy went up, my bloating went away, and I was just more present for my food. I think a lot of us are in rushes, especially when it comes to eating, and as such, we never really get to really enjoy our food and wanting more and more things to satisfy cravings because we're rushing through our food. I was getting full faster, had less cravings, and actually enjoyed the food much more than just scarfing it down. Meal times actually became peaceful time for me. So yeah, start chewing your food. Start chewing. Taking cold showers. Straight up, I was not looking forward to doing this one when I first heard of it. But can you just imagine waking up and subjecting yourself to cold water? It sounds terrible, and it is terrible, but I did it anyways. The first day I did these, I wanted nothing more than 30 seconds total, and I did not get any more than that. But I walked in the shower refreshed, awake, and with a clarity I didn't really have before. I was a slow starter to the morning. I like having my coffee, I like sitting with my thoughts for a little bit before really beginning, and this totally kicked my ass into high gear. As I kept doing it, I wouldn't want to sit down. I would just want to start my day and jump right into, well, being productive. And in that, I knew I was onto something. I kept doing it, and as time went on, the water didn't feel as cold anymore. No, I lied, it's still pretty bad. But it's just part of my day now, and I can see what it does for me, and it's all worth it. To start, aim for just about 20 to 30 seconds in total, moving it back to warm when you need it, and then back to cold when you're ready. Win the day. This is actually a very new thing I started doing, and it's a simple question I like to ask myself every single morning. How do I win today? First, I chose easy things like working out, eating healthy, and taking a cold shower because, well, those are things I was already doing. So basically I was cheating. I started putting down more things like tasks and priorities I sometimes didn't really want to do, but knew that if I didn't do them, I wouldn't win the day. Now, at one point in my life, I would go to sleep with a thought that, man, I didn't get any work done today. I don't feel proud of myself. And I figured, well, I wasn't the only one who felt that way. And so I wanted to break this cycle. I wanted to go to sleep feeling proud of my accomplishments, proud of the fact that I won the day. And I'm sure you do too. So just choose one thing. Just one thing that you can be proud of finishing today. One thing that you can go to sleep tonight and you can tell yourself, I'm so proud of you. Refine, change, and ask yourself every day, how do you win? Document. Now, this one is a little easier for me because of my current 30-day challenges and whatnot, but it really does put things into perspective. How much of our day are we really being present for it, and how much of it are we wasting? When I first started documenting my day, whether it be through vlog format or on paper, I noticed one thing: I was wasting a lot of time. And a few minutes of YouTube here and there, some tasks and some social media scrolling, and it's all of a sudden it's 6 p.m. and I've written a single word on my page. It has brought such a powerful awareness to my process that I didn't really have before. And to be honest, I didn't want to document my day because I was afraid of the truth. I kind of already knew that I was wasting time. I kind of knew that, everything wasn't optimal, but I just wasn't the person that I was yearning to be. And I could see how much and what I could do to overcome in order to become that person. And truthfully, it's not a fun process. Sometimes it's us having to own up to how much we haven't been living our potential and how painfully aware of it. And when we're aware of it, chances are, well, how much we're gonna take care of it. It's gonna happen. Document your day. Find your awareness and walk into that new person you've been dreaming of. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, be sure to check out my weekly newsletter where you can get updates and tidbits on all things health, personal development, and lifestyle straight to your inbox. It's been such a pleasure, and I'll see you in the next video.